Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, I'd like to introduce you all to the top selling female band in history. The founding members, Marty and Emily, who are sisters, and then their sister, lead singer, Natalie Maines. Refuge on 1, 2, 3. Let's all give them a big hello and welcome. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome.
Hi.
Well, I'll just say, from being an outsider, not a genetic sister, I've always felt completely comfortable with Marty and Emily from day one. No idea how or why. It was not something we had to work on or I don't know, form. It just was always there. So I think it was meant to be. We rarely, I mean, we can hash things out, but it's really hard to even think of a time where we've had a fight. Maybe I can think of two.
Well, I think, you know, the history
They
of
had a lot of fights. Big wars and all sorts of.
But I think the history of, you know, female acts hasn't been kind to the idea of getting along. And I find that very odd because we know more male bands that argue than we do. And so that stereotype is, we feel like a false one.
Try to always be on time because everybody's time is as important as your own. So we're not one of those, we're not artists that keep the others hanging or think that we can show up late and that we're special. We're always on time and ready to work and professional.
Personal space, not so much literal space, but just giving someone space to mess up, someone space to come back and apologize, or you know, it's okay not to be perfect kind of space. Marty and I have two other sisters, and Natalie has another sister. So we all grew up with tons of sisters. And it's just kind of learning when to walk away sometimes.
I have something in my house because I have twins that are 15, almost 16, and an 11-year-old that'll be 12 in the summer. So I'd say 3 teenage girls. And my motto with them is, you can think whatever you want, but you don't.
You can only say it if it's really funny.
The hardest work is the prep before the tour, which is the rehearsal days with our band and getting the staging and all the things that we want to put into a tour. Those are really long days. And by the time, you know, sometimes they're 12-hour days from the time you show up at rehearsals, and then you have this meeting and that meeting, and then you're having to kind of break it into, I don't know, different disciplines of making business decisions while also trying to be creative. So that's probably the most exhausting part of preparing for a show, is the pre-production. But then like on the day of a show, it's kind of the most fun part, is show day, you know, and we sit around before the show in hair and makeup and wardrobe room, and we just basically surround ourselves with people that we love and like, and get ready for the show. And then beforehand we meet with our band and kind of do a little powwow and go out there. And I would say it's the show day is the fun part because you have put the work in ahead of time.
I would say the only thing I might ever get nervous for anymore would be live television. It's to me, the bigger the crowd, the easier. This takes more courage than singing in front of an arena full of people, actually. I would say how we get through our days and how we get through almost everything is humor. We are trying to make each other laugh all the time. We really have so much fun. We just have so much fun.
We have each other, which is part of it. Natalie used to make fun of me because of all three, I probably would get the most nervous early on. Like, I don't really anymore, but I would as the crowd started getting bigger and bigger. So I did this really bizarre, weird guttural noise that would come out, and I'd say, "Thank you."
But just really not into the microphone.
What are you doing? What is that noise coming out of your body?
At the end of a song, and like, let's say we end the song, boom, done. I'm over by Emily, and I hear her go, "Thank you." And they're like, at the end.
That's a good question.
Good question. It's honestly all the audience. I mean, we've sang all these songs a million times, and there can be nights where you think, oh, I just don't know. I'm so tired today. I don't know if I can put on the show. And then the minute you hit just even the venue, the arena where the people are, and hear their energy, you just vibe off that. We totally just get fed by the fans, and they make it fun every night.
There are certain songs we rotate out based on how sick of them we are, but then they can come back later. Just depends.
Our fans know every word to every song, and they sing them at the top of their lungs. It's just a big party every night. It's really fun. It'd be different if it was like, old people sitting in their seats, like clapping politely after each song. Don't know how long I could stand that tour, but our tours are pretty awesome. So I can't wait to see how people react to the new songs. And so my tour will be different after this next tour, but for me, it's definitely not Ready to Make Nice. Yeah.
On the more mellower side, I always love Easy Silence. Mm-hmm. On the more rip-roaring, probably Sin Wagon.
Yeah.
I was going to say Sin Wagon, just because the last tour, Natalie's son came out and played with us and took a solo. And that was great to have our kids, take part in it. Landslide is always one of my favorite ones to perform.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were talking about this one before we got on the call. Marty, you want to tell about Nat?
Yeah. Or do we
tell it on each other?
Tell on each other, yeah.
Well, at the end of a performance one time, Natalie went to bow. Well, as we bowed down, we heard a big rip. Natalie's pants had totally blown the seam. It wasn't like a little rip. It was like front to back, a total blowout.
I just backed off the stage.
Marty was wearing, were they shantung? It was like that kind of silky.
They were raw silk,
unbreathable fabric. And Marty sweats a lot. She sweat all the way through her pants, like right in the front, like right there. And she just had this big sweat stain there from the front to the back. But she just had to still play the whole show.
It looked like I peed my pants on stage.
Emily, what's Emily's most embarrassing?
Probably at the George Strait tour. I was wearing a tube top, which I don't wear.
Oh, yeah.
And I was wearing a strapless bra underneath. But it was like a really bad nude color, and somehow it fell. Somehow it slipped down underneath one bosom. But I didn't stop the solo. I'm such a professional. So Marty went up and picked it back up with her fiddle bow as I was playing the solo.
People's behavior can be shocking sometimes. And instead of like getting into a back and forth or defending myself or anything, I just think, oh my God, I try to find a way to have empathy for them.
I think also surrounding yourself with people that you trust their opinion and you look up to them, or you feel they also have a good heart, or they are people that you admire. Then when you do hear negative things or people say things, you can kind of rally your troops and be like, you know what? These people matter. You don't matter.
And I care about other people, and I try to be kind and have a good impact on the world. So when I do feel strongly about something, I feel confident to be myself and to stay true to myself.
I think Natalie's right. Just every day thinking, how can I be a better person? How can I be a kinder person? Who can I help that needs help? Or how can I, if I am, you know, how can I be patient with somebody that drives me absolutely crazy? Or I don't know. I turned 50 this year, and I've never stopped. And that's probably really old to you guys. You never figure it out 100%. You just keep going towards the light, towards the good, and believe that people have basic goodness in them.